larger than a Walmart, I would say.
Super Target.
Bigger.
Larger than a Super Target.
All right, we are in Nice.
Nope.
Sorry, start again.
Wrong city.
All right, we are in Toulouse.
Yes, Toulouse.
France. Yes, and I'm going to address something. If you've watched any of our earlier videos, you may notice something different about me. I shaved my face and cut my hair. Anyway.
I don't have anything different other than I have gray hair. Well, it's growing gray hair.
Anyway, we've arrived here in Toulouse and we're getting ready for some French learning. We've had a lot of great interactions and we're having fun. If you haven't watched any of our videos,
we are Wander Forward. I'm Mary June.
And I'm Jake.
We are in our early 50s. We just retired. Well, more him, and along with our two little toy poodles, Mochi and Pepper, we have decided to embark on a year-long journey to live in France. Now, we don't really know where we are settling yet. However, we have been in Montpellier. We have lived there for 3 months. Very much enjoyed it, and we did some school learning over there. We just came back from Nice. We were just in Nice last week and we were there with our children. We were tourists again. That was a whole different type of experience.
It's definitely different to be tourists in a place for a week. It's a whole different mindset than when you're in a place for a month or 2 or 3.
Yeah, and I didn't do a whole lot of videotaping there just because we had family with us and it was just really overwhelming. We were very short on time. We were trying to cram a whole lot of things in very little amount of time. So I don't have a whole lot of videos, but I will show you what I have. And now, like Jake said, we are now in Toulouse. We arrived here last Sunday. So we've only been here, today is Wednesday. So we've only been here, 4 days? In Toulouse, it's interesting how it's so different. People have, so Toulouse has a nickname called the Rose City. And the reason for that is because they have a lot of buildings that are colored rose with red bricks. And it's incredibly different than Montpellier because Montpellier is a little bit more on the...
I think you were going to think some negative word like
bland
or plain or it's still beautiful. Very beautiful architecture.
It's just
it's more of a monocolor.
Yeah. Nothing negative.
No,
but
it's wonderful.
It was bland in comparison to Toulouse,
and definitely the stonework downtown. All of the streets, the cobblestones and the sidewalks it's wonderful, amazing stonework.
You're talking about Montpellier or
no,
Toulouse?
I'm talking about Toulouse. It's really amazing. I'm in awe and just wonder how many years and years and years of effort that it took to piece this all together. It's just beautiful.
We are in an apartment. Actually, we are in an Airbnb. We are staying in the heart of Toulouse, which is really nice. So everything is really accessible. I think what our biggest problem is right now is because we are only going to be here for 5.5 weeks. That means we only have so many dinner nights, so many lunches, and there are so many different places to try. Every time we walk, we're like, oh my gosh, they have this and they have this.
So many places look so good. And at the same time, we are trying to cook at home to save some money.
Yes.
And not eat out too much. We did go grocery shopping yesterday at the large supermarket, which they call the Hypermarché.
What is it?
It was a Carrefour.
Carrefour City. Carrefour.
And a giant store. It had everything like a large United States grocery store on top of everything like a Walmart would have. So larger than a Walmart, I would say.
Super Target.
Bigger.
Larger than a Super Target. Okay, so where we are staying in our apartment is a really small one-bedroom apartment. One of the things that we've definitely continued to learn, we're definitely continuing to learn, is adjusting to how small everything is. I would say probably one of the not so pleasant experiences of staying in an Airbnb and changing every so often is that we just don't ever know what we're gonna get. At our last Airbnb in Montpellier, we bought a pair of tongs because they didn't have tongs in the kitchen, and I needed tongs when I cooked, and I decided I'll just leave it here. It wasn't like the highest quality of tongs, and so I thought, wherever we go, I'm sure they'll have tongs there. No, here right now we don't have tongs here.
Yeah,
And
in our last Airbnb had pretty good quality stainless steel pots. The pots here, not so much.
not so much.
The window curtain blinds are falling down. One of the handles on the doorknob fell off. Even the door okay, I think this is a fire code issue. Anyway,
You seem to have an issue with these things.
I have an issue.
But this is what we're used to.
I need a key to lock myself into the room. You can't even get out of the room unless you get the key in the door to unlock it. From my experience, that would be a fire code violation. Let me know if you know about anything about that in France. Is that normal? Anyway.
Our first bed in Montpellier it came with a thin single mattress, which was fine. Okay, now this is us Americans complaining.
It was a board.
Right? Well, it was fine. It wasn't like sitting on a cardboard box, but it was close enough.
Plywood.
Okay. Anyway, so we bought padding from IKEA, which was great. Worked out perfect. So we were kind of like, do we need to bring this pad or not? We decided to bring it. When we went to Nice, the apartment that we had there was lovely. So far, out of the 3 places that we've stayed at, that was the best. The only downfall, it had a lot of stairs.
It was on a 5th floor walk up. Now in France, they'll call it the
4th floor.
4th floor, and in the United States we would call it the 5th floor, because in France they call the floor at the very bottom is the zero floor. The next one up is 1, and for us in the United States we're used to seeing 1 at the very bottom.
Right.
And I do remember seeing that it was a 4th floor walk up, and I guess that didn't click in my mind.
No.
And it wasn't a normal 4th floor walk up. I think these rooms had 12-foot ceilings. So by the time we got up to the top, we were huffing and puffing. There was no elevator.
Time. Yeah, no elevator. So that was the only thing I would say that was the negative. On the positive on that is that it definitely gave our legs a good workout every single day, because we also had to let our dogs out every so often. So that was a challenge. But aside from that, it was a great, and it was a great place. The bed that we had there was wonderful, comfortable. It was really nice. And then we're here in this apartment, and I think there's something wrong with the platform underneath the mattress. I believe the wooden planks are somewhat bowed. So every time we sit on one side, it would puff on the other corner. And then when we would sit on that side, whoever's sitting here would go up. So it's a little, it's interesting.
I think what she's trying to say is even though the pictures of your Airbnb look really nice, it's still a mixed bag.
Yeah. And I think, honestly, for all of you Airbnb owners, hosts out there, it would be lovely if not only do you take photos of your place, but also take photos of what you have. Like
in the drawers.
In the drawers, because in this kitchen, there's only one lid. One lid that's probably about 8 inches in diameter.
Yeah, so for the large pots.
It doesn't have a lid, so I couldn't. Anyways, I'm just complaining, but that's the reality of where we're at.
Yeah. Let's talk about what we're going to do while we're here.
Yes. So.
I am going to be going to French school. Mary June is not.
I'm taking a break.
Of the 5.5 weeks that we're here, I'm only going to be going for 2 weeks. And Mary June's not going to be going because at her level, the curriculum just doesn't line up to where she is. And for me, it does. So 2 weeks here. And during those 5.5 weeks, we're going to be exploring some areas that are around Toulouse. We have a great opportunity. While we're here, we're going to be traveling all around Toulouse to areas. We want to visit Po, I want to visit Albi. I mean, there's quite a long list of towns and villages that we want to visit. While we're here, we're able to do that because we leased a car. We have a Peugeot that is a direct from the manufacturer lease that they lease to first-year residents in France, and there's actually no taxes on it. And at the end, from what I understand, is they give you an offer to buy it. I think the intent is for them to try to sell you the car at the end, which I don't know that we have plans to buy it. I don't think we do, but we do have a car here. And it's a great opportunity to explore. We're looking forward to it.
I am not excited when we get in the car in the city. When we left Montpellier with the car, it wasn't so bad. Getting out of the city from where we were at, it wasn't that difficult. And we were excited because we were going to Nice. I was going to get to see the rest of my children. It was exciting. When we got to Nice, looking for a place to park so that we can unload our stuff. Oh, that was a challenge. And then, of course, getting all of our stuff all the way up to the 4th floor, back down when we were leaving, and then finding another space for the car. It was a whole... Anyway, and then we get here in Toulouse. It's not my favorite thing.
It's not easy to drive in these cities that were built many hundreds of years ago. They definitely weren't designed for cars.
No.
But it's also driving in a foreign country where you're looking out for all these new signs.
That you don't understand.
Where you stop for a stoplight is different. They have a rule here in France, priorité à droite, which is somebody coming from the right has the right of way. It's not just like in the United States where it's a 4-way stop sign, they have priority on the right. If there's, say, for example, there's a road and it tees and you're driving straight, the car coming from the right has the priority to get in front of you, even if they have no stop sign, no yield sign. And you have to keep that in mind. The amount of pedestrians here in Toulouse it's amazing.
It's not even peak season yet.
It's
a lot.
It's not. Is it a tourist city here?
It is. Toulouse is the 3rd biggest city in France, and it does get a lot of visitors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just the sheer. It's overwhelming. Very tight fitting areas, and just to navigate the car through, and then to top that off, if your wife's yelling at you when you're driving.
I never do that. What are you talking about?
She's working on helping me.
No, I just say I'm stressed. I'm feeling high anxiety. That's all I've been saying.
So, yes, there's a lot going on and it's stressful, but we make it through.
Yeah, we're managing.
It's actually not that bad. For the most part, driving's very similar. And I've even had people ask me, and they don't even know, friends and family members, yes, in France, the steering wheel's on the left.
Some cars are on the right, but
that's because they drive from England.
Yeah, it's not a common thing. All right, for a recap on what we're going to be doing here, Jake's going to go back to school. He's going to spend 2 weeks. We're here for 5.5 weeks, and we're going to spend the rest of those other weeks exploring, visiting some countrysides, small villages, and just, enjoying our time here. During the time that he's going to school, I will also be continuing my education via studying what I've already learned, and also continuing with my tutor, who I meet 4 times a week for an hour each day. So I do have to say that when we were in Nice, we put our studying and our French aside because, one, we were with family, we were on vacation mode, and because of that, I feel for me, I have become very, very rusty. So I will need to make sure I focus on getting back on course and remembering everything that I have learned and applying it.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of stories to share over the next few weeks, over the next month, of our explorations in and around Toulouse.
And also, we have a few things lined up that will be sharing with you. So make sure you stay and continue to follow us. Make sure you like that button and subscribe so that you can follow us as we journey through France for the year. Anyways, until the next video, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate your support. Please comment. If you have any questions, please ask. If there's anything that you'd like to know, a little bit more detail of what we're doing, please let us know. We're happy to share what we are up to. So until the next video, I'm Mary June.
And I'm Jake.
We'll see you then.
Au revoir.